Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Jon's coming over today, and well, we've come so far. It's actually exactly 1 year ago today that I finished the final mix on Vows, believe it or not. But I've got it all queued up. Here's the whole set list, all the songs in order, ready to go, and we're going to sit down and listen to them, and we're going to see what he thinks. And if everything goes smoothly and he approves everything here, we got ourselves an album.
Standing on the hill in the middle of the storm, and I'm mourning her, mourning him, mourning them. How much weight can my shoulders take? This is a game that I don't wanna play. Run and hide, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna live my life without you by my side. Every single night I reach through my skylight, reach to the sky high, and a bright star shoots by, and I know that's your life. I can feel you so close to me. Come closer to me.
Come closer, my rain falls down. I'll come, take my hand, my stand back up, live like yours.
Standing on the hill in the middle of the storm, and I'm mourning her, mourning him, mourning them. How much weight can my shoulders take? This is a game that I don't wanna play. Run and hide, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna live my life without you by my side. Every single night I reach through my skylight, reach to the sky high, and a bright star shoots by, and I know that's your life. I can feel you so close to me. Come closer to me.
Come closer, my
After about 3 songs into the album, and hearing how our sound was evolving rapidly, I knew that I wanted to produce a documentary-type video like this. I knew how important it would be to document not only this journey, but also to share with the world the real meaning behind it. For Jon, the reasonings to even compose music like this comes from such immense tragedy and loss. And for someone to go through such events like that, and being an incredible musician that he is, writing songs is the healing process. I've always had this constant phrase repeating in my head every single step of the way. Music should mean more. The sound that you're hearing should come from the heart. It should move you, inspire you, heal you, bring light to you. Any deep musical experience you have that moves you, it isn't so much about the instruments used or the speakers reproducing the sound or the cables used. It's about how you consume that sound, how it speaks to you on an emotional and mental level. But most importantly, it's how it makes you feel.
The record is based on a significant loss in my life. I lost 3 kids in a car crash, so the record was my way of digging myself out of a hole. Basically, it was kind of, I needed to find some reason to kind of find hope and meaning in life, and to keep pushing. So there's a lot of things that you go through when you go through something like that, and I lost a lot of things, and not just my children. There's other things involved, but the main thing was that I just really wanted to give myself something to focus on. I couldn't get through the day without breaking down and having just a really rough time. So I set out and I bought a bunch of stuff for a studio, and I decided that I was going to write a record. And I was like, well, I'll just write a record and I'll put it all on paper and stick it in music, and and I'll dedicate it. I'll dedicate that to my kids and what I went through in the experience. And I started working on it. I had like 3 or 4 songs, and they were okay. The creation and the creative part of it was okay. It wasn't bad, but I kind of didn't really know what I was doing at first. I was learning Pro Tools, and some pretty rough stuff in there. But I was like thinking to myself, like, well, I know Jason could mix this for me if I, got some better versions of it. And I thought to myself, hell, why don't I just ask Jason to be a part of this? I love making music with him. He's a close friend. He's been with me through the loss of my kids and been around, and he knows all about it. He knows how important it is and the struggle I'm going through. So I reached out to Jason and I said, hey man, I got this idea for a record. I want to write an album, dedicated to the idea of my kids and what I've been through and the shortcomings and the deep parts of going through that kind of grief, and so I had him come over, showed him a couple ideas, and he was like, yeah man, these songs are good, let's do this, let's try this and that with them, and he did a couple little things right on the spot.
Instantly fell in love with
it. And it was perfect. Yeah, it was just it just came together like everything that we do. So it was a natural, cohesive effort right off the bat. And so went from there. He took the first 3 songs or so. I think it was 2 or 3.
Right. Yeah.
We talked about it, and he seemed on board and stoked about it. We just went from there, and I just kept writing and writing and writing. I wrote probably 30 plus songs, 40 songs. And we kept what we thought were essentially the best 10, right?
Right. I know Jon was in a really low place. I don't think anyone can really comprehend that immense amount of loss. I mean, we all deal with loss. We all deal with life and struggles. But to comprehend what he went through, losing all of his kids and really his family, the home, I mean, there's a lot involved here. And to even comprehend that, it's hard to fathom. So when I got the call and he said, I need to write music to overcome, to heal, to move forward in my life, I completely understood. Not from I've experienced that great deal of loss before, I haven't. But what I do know is that music has always been there for me.
Yeah, you can heal with it.
Absolutely. And anything I've ever produced, I've produced a lot of records in my time, and I know that this easily is one of the most ambitious and biggest projects that I would have ever put my thumbprint on. I knew it was extremely important. Everything I've ever written has always been from the heart. It's been meaningful. That's why it takes a long time to produce stuff. We live in a very cookie cutter, throw it away world where we don't do that. We write music that's from the heart, and so it takes a long time. So I instantly fell in love with it. I wanted to help him. I wanted to do anything and everything I could in my power to help get his ideas, the concepts, everything he wanted to put down to make sure that it was right.
Yeah. It's coming. Yeah. I have so much anxiety, it hurts, I'm so mad at it. I'm looking at myself and myself, I can't stand it. What do I expect when my life is a trip? While I sit in these caves and my words seem irrelevant. So I try to express myself through these instruments, but the love of my life is not into it. Like a cell phone, no bars. Now my life's gone so long. They're irrelevant.
That thing just pounds.
God, the song is so, like I was saying, it encompasses exactly like what we do as a unit, as a team. Like, it's such a great example of when we put both of our heads together. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like I was saying earlier, like the peanut butter and the jelly.
It's like best of both worlds. Like Jay-Z and R. Kelly before R.
right.
Kelly shit on people and pissed in
And doo-doo butter.
the bed and shit.
I'm gonna piss on you. Drip, drip, drip. Make
Before
you
R.
slip.
Kelly rented out Motel 8 rooms.
Fucking R. Kelly. God, what a voice though, man.
Yeah.
He called me and said, I need to build a studio out in my house.
Yeah.
What do I need to get? And I talked him through, get Pro Tools, get the Mac, get these speakers, get this and that, and then with
MIDI
his
controller.
research, he went and he bought it all. He got it. He needed to get what he got. And I remember leaving the conversation, you said, you know, what plugins and stuff do I need?
Right.
And I just said, use the basics, figure them out, write some good stuff with that, and then we'll move forward with that. And everything that you hear on the record is from his original concept. These are
Right.
songs that he originally put down. And you sent them over to me,
Yep.
and I
Yeah,
have
you
done my very best
Work your magic on it, right?
to, like, I know, we're so close that I know when I hear what he gave me, the rough draft, in my head I'm already figuring out and know kind of where he wants to go musically, whether
Right.
it's in the arrangement, whether it's in the production, it's in
How
the
the drums
mixing,
sound,
everything.
yeah.
And in most cases, you know, I'll take his core idea and I will turn it into what you hear on the record.
Right.
And that to me, it's so important, and I appreciate you putting your trust in me that much.
Oh, absolutely, man.
to do it. And
the record wouldn't be what it is without you. I mean, that's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, that's absolutely, you know, a lot of it is my hands, a lot of it is my creation, but the overall project is a complete collaboration. There's no, it wouldn't be like, it just wouldn't be what it is, you know. And then it gave me the freedom to say, okay, all right, I can give Jason these rough ideas, and I don't have to worry about mixing this in, and I could just flow and learn and create as I went, and I didn't feel any pressure about a timeline or anything like that. I mean, I did set myself up to, I think I told myself I was gonna give myself a year, but I mean, the writing process and getting it done, now we're just finishing up everything.
which is pretty quick for a record.
Yeah.
To be honest.
All right, let's close that. Start that from the top. There we go.
fucking came out rad. Oh man, holy shit! I gotta hear that again.
Run it again. Run it again.
I gotta hear that again. Dude, it's like, even though there was no vocals in that one part, it's so catchy.
Isn't it?
It's just like, man.
Isn't it? Threw in some extra percussion, just laid it on thick.
Yeah.
But I let you do the talking, man, and
man.
it just came out.
God, that's so good, man.
Added some harmonies on there on top of your vocals for some reason.
Yeah, it's crazy that I was gonna scrap that song, huh?
I know. That's why I'm laughing. Like you were gonna scrap it.
There's a lot of deep and dark stuff in the words, and they're kind of vague sometimes on purpose. I mean, it's me pouring my guts out. There's times on the record where I'm singing and I'm in tears and you can't even tell. So, it's just it was just something that I had to do to get by. I had to do it to get through life, and it's the best and biggest thing I've ever done, especially musically. I mean, I've been a musician for 25 years now, and I'm getting old. But yeah, I mean, I've never written an entire full-length record, and so for me, this was one of my, also like a huge mountain for me to climb, because I never even done this. I've wrote a couple of EPs, and it was all live instruments and bass guitar and stuff. But for me, this is like a full-length electronic record that I've always wanted to do, and I finally did it.
And that's why the pressure for me was definitely heightened. It was definitely on. I knew that I had to not only deliver for Jon and deliver something of substance that was well above his expectations, but also I knew I was not only doing this for him, I was doing this for his whole family,
right.
His kids, and
anybody who loved him,
anyone who loved him. I knew that there's a lot of families that were devastated and hurt in this tragedy, and I'm also paying respect to all of them through the music, and I don't even know these people, and so the pressure was on. And so it was, like I said, as coming from composing and a producing side of it, it was probably my most ambitious, and
it was an ambitious project for sure. But I think we're both very proud of it, and
absolutely.
I think that it lives up to what we call it, which is Beyond the Arcade. Which I guess I'll touch on that.
Yeah.
So I came up. I was trying to think of like names. I get like any process where you go through and you're trying to come up with band names, and you're sitting there, you got all these ideas, and half of them are crap.
Yeah.
And so I came up with Beyond the Arcade, and I thought to myself, man, that kind of like hits home a little bit, because me and Jason are we're in our mid-30s, and we grew up in that era that arcades were like, as a kid, that was like our, the magical.
That's where we went.
We went there, and it was like, that was bliss. Like you could go there and just, you didn't even have to have any quarters, and you could have fun.
Totally. You could watch people.
Just walk around and watch people play games and stuff, and or you could throw your quarters in. That's what grew up on Street Fighter,
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, but basically, those are kind of gone these days, and sometimes the great things in life get taken away from you. But that doesn't mean that there isn't reason to go on. It doesn't mean that there isn't something great coming in the future. And so kind of what Beyond the Arcade means to me is that, even though that period of our lives is kind of done, that chapter, we can still move on and find value in life and hope and community and great things like that. And I mean, I have,
Yeah, absolutely.
Rain falls down. Take my hand, my love. Stand back up. Live life lost.
Wow, man, that's so cool. There's so many things I want to say about this. That's definitely, hands down, the deepest tune. Some of the shit you were saying was just like, fuck. Fucking like, ooh, because it hit me on the heart, man.
Felt it, man.
Definitely. What you're saying is deep. Holy shit. That's why I was like kind of struck by it. That's heavy and personal. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's kind of like choking me up. Sounds amazing. It's all fucking super good. I like how you...
I got choked up making it.
Yeah,
I'm almost getting it right now.
That's what I'm saying. I had to stop for a minute. It's like,
It's all
fuck.
good, man.
I love how you made the little chime that I put in there sound kind of like a xylophone or like a toy.
Yes. It's a Celeste.
Yeah, it's a Celeste. Yeah, and I don't know if that's what I originally did, but God, man, I'm all shaken up from that song. But I mean, that's a good thing, right? But yeah, so like that was kind of what I was going for because this one's about my kids too, and it's like me protecting them and all
Of
that
course,
shit. Yeah,
of course.
So, fuck, man, that's heavy. It's shaking me up, dude. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I gotta let's do it again. I'm just trying not to fucking break.
I felt it, dude. I'm sitting there. It's like 3 a.m. I'm looking through the skylight, right? And I'm listening to the song, and I'm just. That's it. They're
That's what
every
it
night
needed,
they
yeah.
shoot across, and you're right there, dude.
Yeah,
You grab it.
it's heavy stuff, man.
It is. It is.
I hope that you get something out of it. You know, whether the words make sense to you or not, or whether you can interpret it into your own way. Take what you want from it. You know, we're gonna have the lyric sheets and everything, so you'll be able to see what I'm saying. But you know, get what you want out of it. Take what you want out of it. And if it speaks to you, that's all that matters to me. You know, to me it was a journey about climbing out of a hole, and that's the easiest way to explain it. Is I was just in such a bad place that I had to do something to get out of the hole, and I was climbing, and you know, and the music, it helped me climb out and see purpose in life again, and you know, realize that, hey, you know what, you can't keep me down.
That's right.
You know, life can't keep me down. I'm gonna keep getting up. I'm gonna keep fighting back, and so the album is called 7911, and that's the age of my kids. At the age that they passed away at. So it was Tyler, Kayla, and Brianna. And Tyler was 11, Kayla was 9, and Brianna was 7. And good kids, and they were happy. So, you know, without getting too emotional and too sappy on air, you know, the album is dedicated to them. So, yeah.
I'm in the car right now, heading over to John's place. He just got himself a new crib, which is cool, so he's setting up his studio, and I'm excited to see that and help him if he needs anything doing that. It is 1:14 outside, and I've got some of these early mixes here. I'm listening to home right now. I got the AC on blast, but he hasn't heard a lot of these mixes, so I'm taking 4 songs over there that he hasn't really heard. Got home. He's not ready for these.
I love that little weird resolve there. Right, that one's kind of cool.
think this is gonna be loud enough for us to not matter anyway. Not too
Have a
much.
seat. You get to sit cockpit.
The throne.
Yep, you get
Alright,
it.
let's do her.
There's nothing quite like it.
That bass is so good. You got like a punch to it. How did you do that? Just some magic in the.
To feel you know what to say. But nothing else is left to send away. Should I walk away? As long as you and I are in, guess that I'm okay. To feel
Adding that over and over, that's the line. Right.
This is a great way to end the song. Right here.
They definitely brought it out more too.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, we gotta do that. I love this part. It's perfect. Because the song, like, it ended like this before.
It just was riding out.
But it was just riding out. Now it's like, okay, we got this really catchy little vocal line, and the whap, 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 whap.
Which is also catchy and hooky in itself.
Right, exactly. So it's just like it takes, you know, the song. That song has got so many great things in it.
It does.
This is Josh. It's my little brother. Josh did the artwork for the album, which I'm very honored to have him do. I'll let you explain kind of like where you came up with the idea. I remember you sent me a couple pictures. One was like a field. There was some other stuff like a train or something.
Yeah. So I remember I sent you a couple pictures. There's one of the. It was like a ship in a bottle.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that was a cool one too. I like that one
Just
too.
Sitting in some grass. And I thought,
Yeah.
sailing up.
No, it was a cool idea. Yeah.
But the actual album art came because one night me and a buddy we having some bourbons and
Nice, yeah.
hanging out, having a good time, and my wife was like, "You guys better not go on the roof," and so we went on the roof.
Okay.
So we popped out the screen, get out on the roof,
Oh, you climbed out the window that
climbed
way.
out the window,
Yeah.
and he went inside. And I was like, well, there's no way for us to get the screen back on, so one of us has to jump.
Oh, okay.
And we were both pretty intoxicated.
It happens.
So I volunteered. So I'm sitting out there, and it's kind of foggy, and just waiting for him. And he snapped a picture of me without me knowing.
Okay.
And that's the original concept of it. Came
Right. I think I do remember you saying that you didn't even know about the picture.
Yeah,
at
I
first.
didn't know about it for weeks.
Okay.
And then he deployed, and he sent me this picture.
Oh, this is when you were in the service.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason that you told me this is when you were a kid. No.
No,
Okay,
no,
cool.
no, yeah.
That makes it even better.
Yeah. So everything turned out fine. I, landed in some mud, got my jeans dirty, but
you know what though? If it wasn't for that moment, we wouldn't have that album cover either. So I remember when you sent me that one, and I looked at it and I was like, dude, that's it. I was like, that's it. I just knew right off. I was like, that's it. That's the cover. And I remember I sent you back. It was like perfect. It was a done deal.
The best part about it was that the drawing of it was just a concept. I was gonna try to edit it. I don't know too much. I mean, I'm okay with Microsoft Paint and stuff, but I ended up just printing out that picture at work and went over it with a Sharpie, and I was gonna do some concept with space in the background or something. But I realized on the lined paper that just beauty in the simplicity.
No, absolutely. And there's a tear in the middle.
Well, I was that came from I was going through writing. I have terrible handwriting. It adds to the flavor and the feel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I couldn't be more proud of what the artwork is, and I think that was maybe a moment of your reflection, after the kids, and because obviously you were really close with them too. Yeah. So, it's just. I couldn't be more humble and grateful that you gave us the cover, and
honored to have done it.
And it was perfect. It was just I saw it and I was like, that's it, that's a done deal. I remember I got all sweaty eyed and kind of teared up a little bit, and I said, man, that's just there's so much, you can see so much of that, of just what it feels like you can see it in the picture, and that's why I think that. For me, that cover was so on point.
And also, some of the best pictures I've ever made was in Microsoft Paint.
This is true. I've done a lot of editing in MS Paint.
Yeah.
I can say
Can I see it?
5 Nights at Freddy's characters.
Oh,
Let me
nice.
see those toofs.
Oh, nice. Lost a few up there, huh? What do you got here? Oh,
That's
wow.
Toy Bonnie. This is Golden Freddy.
Uh-huh.
And the Puppet Master.
Wow.
He's creepy. That looks like a good tattoo. I like that one.
Those are amazing.
I'm making Chica's cupcake.
Speaking of cupcakes, you eating all these Winco cookies too? I see a few of them are gone. Let's talk about some of these tattoos that you have, because I know that this was a work in progress, and then recently, last year, you got a lot of this.
Okay, so this was one of the other things that I did to, I don't know how well you can see them, but this is another one of the things that I did to kind of get myself out of the hole. And I talk about that hole, climbing out of the hole. So grief is a pretty nasty thing, and anybody who's experienced some really heavy duty grief, they know what I'm talking about. And you just have these huge swells of, if you just can't, you'll do anything to just, take your mind off it. And if something is cathartic in any way, you latch onto it. So for me, I've always been a fan of tattoos. I've had tattoos. I didn't have very many until I started getting these, but I had, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. But actually how it started was when Brianna was still alive. She drew this one right here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this was one of the drawings she drew when she was 4, and this was a monster. So I had gotten this one while she was still alive. So that's where this started. So it was just this one and this one. This is what I had. And so how I came up with the idea was, well, after the kids passed away, we were going through their stuff, and I saw their drawings, and I was like, man, I felt compelled to just get their hand movements, their artwork just on my skin, so at any time I could look at it and feel it, or run my fingers down it and have an idea of their hand movements. So a lot of these are, some of these are from Tyler. These ones right here in particular, And then I've got Kayla. She's these angels and stuff, and like Tyler drew me, and so it's just a lot of their drawings. They literally just had from being in school or being at home or drawing in their their journals or whatever. And I had just a stack of drawings, and I went down to Fifth Estate in Gilbert and reached out to one of the people there, and a guy named John Garber, who is fantastic. He's done all of it. And I've gotten all of these, except for, a couple of them, since the kids passed away. And it's been like a 2-year process or so. 2-3 years, something like that. It's been a while. And yeah, I don't even know how many I have now, but I've got them all across my chest and down my arms, and it's still not done. But it's almost done. Getting close. But this was another thing that I did to not only commemorate them, but also to get a release, almost like bloodletting, if you will.
Yeah.
Like I'd go in and I'd lay there and I'd feel the pain of the tattoos, and I would know that it was me getting stronger as I went. So, and actually a couple, my little brother has a couple on his arm from them as well. So it's kind of like a theme that we've all, like me and my little brother Josh and the kid's mom, her name is Andrea, we all kind of have some, she has some too. Drea has some on both arms as well.
Oh, cool.
So we've all kind of done that as a commemoration of our love for them. So
You have some on your arm too?
yeah,
Well, why am I sitting here? Get in here and show these people.
got to take that shirt off, Slim, and I feel bad. But yeah, no, that's
awesome.
Yeah, and each one of these is a different kid.
Yeah.
So that's
Brianna drew this one, Tyler drew this one, and Kayla drew this big one.
yeah, that's got these same ones. The angels. Yeah.
One thing.
Well, thanks for showing some skin.
One thing I did want to mention is how into drawing Tyler was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that was like me and him really bonded over that.
Right.
Just because I was,
Well, you taught him a lot of things.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the tattoos I have on my back, like this one right here, specifically, that big guy, you helped him draw that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, definitely, he got a lot of his drawing inspiration from me. And actually, this skull right here, I had like 4 or 5 guys, 4 or 5 guys in the shop looking at this because they were like, how old was he? And I was telling them, they were like, that's like 70s Flash. Like, they were blown away by how good this drawing was. And there's a few other ones that John Garber was like really impressed by, that he was just blown away. He's like, man, he would have been so amazing. So, that's coming from somebody who has drawn for 25 years.
This is actually pretty exciting. What are you doing, Bubby? Bubby, are you ready to hear some more Beyond the Arcade? What's he sniffing at? He's like, yo, you got that beef jerky, big boy. Bye, Bob. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. John's coming over today. And, well, we've come so far. It's actually exactly 1 year ago today that I finished the final mix on Vows, believe it or not. But I've got it all queued up. Here's the whole set list. All the songs in order, ready to go. And we're going to sit down and listen to him, and we're gonna see what he thinks. And if everything goes smoothly and he approves everything here, we got ourselves an album. So
Here's
yeah,
that jerky.
this is the you notice it's almost gone.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, dude, it's a good $11 bucks. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
At Winco, you can get Tillamook. Old Smoker. Oh my God, dude! I'd kill a bag.
Dude,
of
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm from Oregon. All the good stuff comes from Oregon, like Forest Grove, Oregon. The Tillamook's right there. I mean, good
You
shit.
guys know what's up there.
All right, so this is
What is all this?
This is the track listing. This is the record start to finish.
This is the record.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. This is.
I thought this was a song. I didn't know this was the whole fucking record.
This is it.
So it's done.
I think it's done.
Good shit.
If you like it,
Okay.
and you're feeling it, it's done.
Okay.
I sail Sail
I love that song.
Yeah, you know what I really like about that song? How your vocals flow
Right.
on that one.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So-
I brought it up quite a bit.
Yeah, so it was, I mean, there was only 4 tracks on that song.
Right, yeah.
It was a very simple, for me, that song was about remembering how the sound of my kids' voices.
Okay.
So that's why it's so, I mean, the words to me are probably more important than the singing, but, like, I don't know, I love that song.
Perfect. Awesome.
So,
Perfect.
I think it sounds great. I love what you did with the drums. You captured exactly what I was looking for, so.
Perfect.
To me, it's
I
solid.
love the kicks with
Yeah.
with your
Ba, ba,
sound
ba, ba.
of the-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you saw me going.
We want to survive, or will we? And I let us down again.
You know what's weird is that song, it's so much better now. When I used to listen to that before, the original finished version, the first version we did, without the singing there, I would listen to it once or twice and I'd be like, it's good, but it's okay. And then like with that singing there now, it's just like, man, it really makes a song. It needed that. It was, and like how sparse that singing is right there is like perfect.
All I want is to feel your touch. All I ever want is to feel you hold me. Sweet stuff. It's over. And all I ever want is to feel your touch. All I ever want is to feel you hold me. Sweet stuff. It's over.
Perfecto.
Fair.
I love it. Yeah,
Okay.
it sounds great, man. Dude, seriously, Ganesha, I fucking love it. The drums, like you nailed.
It's got that
You nailed it.
chunky, funky.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
it's got that groove to it, but that.
Wait till you hear it a few more times. You'll hear things.
That I didn't
I
notice
added
before.
piano.
Yeah.
I added all kinds of. I took the bass line and I made it super synthy, like
Right.
womp, womp, womp.
Okay.
Like it's yeah. It gives it a fat little groove there.
Oh, I'm excited about this one. This one, I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah. Whatever was in your head or what you were expecting,
It's not what it is.
throw it out the window.
Well, I told you. I said this one, man.
Clean
This
slate here.
is just me, kind of like pouring some emotion out.
I know.
and
can tell.
I didn't really have an idea for structure or, anything like that. So it was like, I was like, hey, man, do it. Remember, this is for me now.
Yeah, and I took all of that into consideration. As you can see, the placement of where it is on the record.
It's on the and it's way longer. Dude, how long is this song? That's
About
9 minutes.
About 9 minutes.
Holy shit! Okay, I'm gonna do this right. Let's start it. Nice. Is that record player sound?
We turn the pages of our book. The stars remind us how young, bright
For your little girl, man.
Oh, she's gonna love that shit. That's a fucking. Oh my god. That song is fucking powerful.
It is.
It's weird because I knew there was some magic there, but I didn't fucking work on it much at all. I just kind of like played the piano part, wrote some vocals, and said, "Okay, I gotta get away from this," because it was too sad. It was like one of the ones that she loves what you do to the music so much, like especially with like "Come Closer." So it was like I only wanted to give you just a little bit, and I just kind of wanted you to come do what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it was really had like a hip hop vibe. Mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna rap over it, so I'm surprised.
I got it on the drum kit.
That's a live kit.
That's me playing the kit.
Okay. Or is that this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it because I was gonna say is that. I was like, I didn't see you. You didn't set up your live kit, so.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a great fucking song. That's heavy.
Extremely.
Holy shit. That song is like
That's
ultimate tearjerker. Yeah,
it is. It is absolutely. Sending that message on through at the end, you know, like.
Oh yeah. Well, that vocal part is like, it's butter. So it's just like, I knew that was like the only, that part of the song I was like, okay, this is good. This I know is good, but like the rest of it, I was like, I don't know. We can throw it away. But you used all of it and made it all sound fucking way better than I did, even hoped. So.
Song's heavy.
That's a great ender. Yeah.
It is. It is. It's a movement all the way through. Like it's a journey.
Yeah.
You know, it starts one way, it wraps up, it sits there, it's hand delivering that message through the end, and then it's easy out. You know?
The last like 4 minutes of it are just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So good.